Hello, California Poor People's Campaign. My name is Mads Ashley, Senior Organizer with Repairers of the Breach, joined here by our campaign co-chair, the Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II. We are so happy that you are gathered here for Juneteenth, coming together in community for this critical gathering in these times we're in. And we want to send you a message of love and celebration as y'all come together today. So I turn it over to you, Bishop Barber.
Well, thank you, Mads, and hello, California PPC. And on behalf of our other co-chair, Reverend Steele Harris and Ross Pellis, our senior advisor, and all of the teams with Repairs and Kairos and all the groups that support. You know, I've been thinking a lot, Mads, about this moment.
Hmm.
And what I am clear about, and I think what I see the people in California showing the rest of the nation.
That's right.
We just are not going to stand down, and we're not going to bow to the temporary moment of this current tyranny and abuse of power. Uh, our history is filled with times when folk had to stand and reset America, reset it toward the goal of being a more perfect nation. And it's just our time. It's atrocious. It's mean. It's deadly what's happening. But the universe, if you will, God, if you will, always has a group of people that are assigned in history to be the moral contradiction to the immoral realities. And moral dissent is needed now more than ever before.
That's right.
Even if we can't change it all right now, man, dissent. Even if we can't stop them from telling lies, tell the truth. Even if we can't stop all of the deportations, try. Even if we can't protect everybody, protect who we can. You know, this is that moment. And to you all in California, I'm standing out. You see, I got my Apache Stronghold shirt on because our Apache brothers in Arizona are still fighting. They lost a case in the Supreme Court. They're not giving up. They're still fighting. And so are you. You know, it hurts me deeply to see what has happened, to see, you know, the government turning on our immigrant brothers and sisters and all of these false and phony and illegal deportations that are happening. Eisenhower, remember, tried it in the 1950s and he lost. And they're going to lose this time too because of you, because of people like you. And that's why early on in the Poor People's Campaign, we said there were 5 interlocking injustices: systemic racism, and we said a part of that systemic racism had to be not only things like voting rights, but immigration rights and the right for our brothers and sisters who are indigenous in their land. We said that in 2018. So you all have been on this battlefield a long time, and many of you long before then.
That's right.
You know, I'm a preacher, so I always want to say something from this standpoint. And I think that some people in America think we have missed a memo. I think, Maz, they don't think we remember. First of all, we know we didn't miss the memo of the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment says equal protection under the law for all persons, not all citizens.
That's right.
All persons. We got the memo, and we're going to stand on that. I know California PPC is. We didn't miss the memo that this country is supposed to be about establishing justice, not establishing injustice. We didn't miss the memo. We know, and we're going to keep fighting. We know this is not establishing justice. If anything, to do what they're doing now, and then now trying to codify it in the law by passing a budget, trying to pass a budget that will give them 10,000 more ICE officers with masks on, 10,000 more, and build millions or more of deportations. It's just wrong. That's why we've got to stand against this budget, because they're trying to codify deportations and codify what Elon Musk did into law through the budget. And we didn't miss the memo. We've read it. We know what's going on. That's why we're standing up. That's why we're pushing back. But I think there's a memo they missed, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the memo is, and I'm talking about MAGA and Trump and all them, they missed this memo. They did not read history and recognize we may not be Cesar Chavez or Rosa Parks or Fannie Lou or Martin Luther King or any of those, but we are their children.
That's right.
And so bowing down is not in our DNA. It's not in our. We just don't know how to bow down and just give up. It's not going to happen. And I think about it through the story of the three Hebrew boys in the Bible, when they had this king who loved to go around putting his name on buildings and making people bow down to him. He loved parades, like this phony parade they had the other day in Washington, D.C., while at the same time, millions of Americans were indivisible and refused to be separated. But he told these three boys, he said, you better bow down or I'm going to throw you in the fire. And then he said, you don't think your God can deliver you? They said, listen, we know our God can deliver us, but that's not the point. The point is, even if God doesn't deliver us, we're not bowing down to you. We're not bowing down to your tyranny. We're not bowing down to your ways. We're not bowing down to your injustice. And they must have missed the memo that that's who we are. Even if there's some suffering right now, even if there's some hurt right now, even if there's some pain and some tears right now, even if we get a little tired sometimes, we're not going to bow.
That's right.
And we know through history, every time people chose not to bow, the universe always provided some help. When the abolitionists refused to bow, somehow God gave them more strength. When women's suffrage refused to bow, somehow they got more strength. When the civil rights movement refused to bow, somehow they gained more strength. And so I'm believing, and I see it in your faces and in your actions, that we're getting more and more strength. When we say forward together, we mean everybody. We're not leaving anybody behind. Nobody behind. Forward together. That means our immigrant brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and children. That means all of us. Maybe they missed the memo, but we didn't. We have been called for this moment right here, right now. God only has us. We are the hands and feet of justice right now. We're the hands and feet of equality right now. We're the hands and the feet and the mouth of love right now. We're the hands and the feet and the mouths of truth right now. And we're not bowing. The only way a wannabe despot and a wannabe king and king-like movements can be that is if we bow. And so if you're in that room, I just want you to shout to everybody, bowing down is not an option. Not an option. It is 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 not an option. And when the dust clears, and when we keep standing, we keep preaching and teaching and standing and fighting and speaking the truth nonviolently, I guarantee you when the dust clears from all of this, that truth, equality, and justice and love may come through scarred, but we're going to win. That's the other side of that story in the Bible. When they came through the furnace, God helped them. And when they came out, they didn't even have the smell of smoke on them. And they forced the change even in the king, even in the movement of that day that was trying to make them bow. We can't bow. We won't bow. California, you happen to lead the way. Mads, I'm just thankful that you allowed me to come on, and there was an invitation to come on just to say thank you to California PPC and all of their partners out there for doing the one thing, the two things we have to do in times like this: stand and tell the truth.
That's right.
And tell the truth. I can't tell you exactly when everything will be over, but I know nothing will be over unless we stand and tell the truth. And then in standing and telling the truth, we engage in organizing, we engage in what we call litigation, agitation, legislation, and voter mobilization. All of that has to be a part of what we do in the days to come. So love you all. Thank you all for everything. Tell everybody you know, bowing down in this moment is not an option. And we will not bow down to lies. We will not bow down to these illegal deportations. We'll not bow down to the terror in our communities. We will not bow down to lust for greed and money. We will not be the generation that bows down and lets wannabe despots and kings have their way. No, we will not. We must stand. God bless you. Take care, all of you.